Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Anbalagan. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Sikkim Organic Mission, Government of Sikkim. I believe I'm audible, and I'm here to speak about the Sikkim's organic initiatives. Uh, we had a slight problem with the connection. However, I'm going ahead with the presentation. You all must have heard about Sikkim, the only organic farming state in the country, India. I'm here to discuss on how we went about and what we have achieved and what are our future plans. I would be talking about it briefly for about 20 minutes, and then I would be taking up the questions. And uh, let me start the presentation. All of you must have been aware of the state of Sikkim. It is the only contiguous state of an area of about 76,000 hectares that is certified organic. And this was a state government initiative that was started sometime back in the year 2003 by the government of Sikkim. And it was one of the main objectives was to go green. Sikkim is the state that has been known for its green initiatives, and one of the offshoots of this green initiatives was going organic. And this was mainly for mainstreaming the farming system in the state. It was aimed not only to preserve the ecosystem and health of the citizens, but also as a tool for sustainable development, for economic growth and employment generation. So this was the basic idea for going organic. So in brief, it's about environmental conservation or biodiversity conservation, as well as employment generation and economic growth. The reason that the state went organic was it was traditionally organic, and it was rich in biodiversity, and that helped in the soil having rich organic matter and the soil fertility. So these were some of the advantages the state had, and the government decided to go for transformation from conventional farming system to organic farming system. So how we prepared? Uh, so the idea of transforming the state into organic started in the year 2003, and thereafter we prepared a roadmap with specific timelines mentioned. And pilot projects were initiated between the periods 2003 and 2010. And thereafter, the Sikkim Organic Mission was launched with a very specific timeline of 5 years of bringing the entire state under organic management. The government also took a very interesting step of not utilizing chemical fertilizers in the state, which is one of the major initiatives to go about. It discouraged the use of chemical fertilizers by not providing subsidy to the farmers. You must be aware that in India, subsidy is being provided for the use of chemical fertilizers. However, the state of Sikkim discouraged the farmers from using chemical fertilizers by not providing the subsidy. So this was one of the interesting steps taken by the government. And in order to take it forward, the government also created infrastructural facilities as well as institutional mechanisms. I would like to tell about some of the institutional mechanisms that the government had created. It worked on a three-tier basis. At the top level was the state level apex committee, where the honorable chief minister is the chairman of the committee. And the next level of the committee was the state level steering committee, headed by the chief secretary of the state. And thereafter, the Sikkim Organic Mission, which is the executive body that was created. So these are the three levels of institutional framework on which the mission works. And after having undertaken all the preparatory works, the Sikkim Organic Mission was launched in the year 2010, and giving only 5 years time frame to convert the entire state into organic. And the Sikkim Organic Mission achieved the targets in 5 years' time. And in the year 2016, we became completely a fully organic farming state. And in the process, we did certification, which was third-party certification. You must be aware that there are different methods of certification. One is the PGS, where the farmers groups, they themselves cross-certify each other. So that is one system of certification. And third-party is a neutral system of certification. And the government of Sikkim went for third-party certification. And by the end of the year 2016, we had a total area of more than 76,000 hectares certified, covering about 66,000 farmers. So this was an achievement in itself. And by doing so, we became the first organic farming state in the country. You must be aware that certification is required for the purpose of business, or for the purpose of doing organic business, because it's a process that shows as well and guarantees that a product has been produced according to organic production principles. So it's a system intended for assuring quality as well as preventing fraud. So that was the reason we had to go for third-party certification. And how it benefited the farmers, because it combined both income generation as well as environmental conservation. So this was our objective, and we are halfway through it. Certification was required for the purpose just because of accessing the market and to fetch better prices. So this was one of the main objectives for going for certified organic. It also helped in increasing the market globally, and it will help the small farmers of the state. So these were the reasons that we went for organic. And after having become organic, we started shifting the focus from just getting certified into the other activities, into processing as well as marketing. So this is our approach now after we became completely organic. So the way forward is creating value chain for the state. For the farmers. So how do we create the value chain? So we have achieved what we wanted to do in the production section, and we would be concentrating on the processing as well as marketing areas. For this, we would be focusing on only a few crops, so that we generate a marketable surplus as well as market them. So we have identified 4 crops. That is buckwheat, large cardamom, ginger, and turmeric. So we will produce them in surplus, process them within the state, as well as create a market for our commodities. So this is how we are planning to take it forward. So by this, we will be creating our own marketing channel, own production, processing, and marketing channels. And we are engaging the farmers and creating farmers producers organizations for taking up all the activities from production to marketing. So this is our approach. And regarding the impacts and the influences it had in the state, so it created huge employment opportunities in the state. And for the purpose of certification, we had trained nearly 800 unemployed youths in the state, and they were utilized for the purpose of certification. And by becoming organic, the tourism sector has improved in the state. The domestic tourist inflow has increased by more than 40% in the state over the past few years, and the number of foreign visitors has also doubled. And we have been having delegations from within the country and outside the country into the state, and we were the winners of the One World Award in the year 2017, as well as the Future Policy Award in the year 2018, given by the FAO. Yeah, with this, I conclude my presentation, and I would like to take up the questions. Yeah. Yeah, can I have the questions, please? Yeah, there were some technical issues, and so we are a little we are having problems with the timings. So I thought I had just a few minutes left, and I had concluded the presentation. So may I request Ms. Helen to put up the questions? Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Ms. Helen. There's a question from one of the participants. I would like to read it out. In which of the 6 areas of the index is cooperation between the state actors the most difficult today? How is the current cooperation in the field of public health to find and distribute a vaccine? Of course, this question is not relevant to the topic in which I presented. Maybe I would like to react in a different manner. See, this, though it is not related to distribution of vaccine, it does help in the public health sector. By going organic, we provide quality food that is not chemically treated or doesn't have chemical residues, so which improves the health of the citizens in the state. As well as at the same time, it also improves the employment generation and income generation of the people. So these are the 3 areas. Another area that I would like to add is the environmental conservation. So environmental conservation, public health, as well as income generation. So these are economic activities. So these are the 3 areas organic farming would help. Yeah, can I have the next question, please? Yeah, I will not be able to answer that regarding Mr. Trump's mandate getting affected because it doesn't relate to us or the topic under consideration or discussion. Yeah, the other question is related to the UN Security Council, which again doesn't relate to the topic that is being discussed. Yeah, can I have more questions? Yeah, there's a question on what areas do the non-state actors have a more important role. I would say that the farmers are the non-state actors that would have a more important position in this sector. They are the backbone of this entire activity of organic farming. So, they do hold an important position in this, and uh, if they play an important role, they can really bring about a change in the sector.